Denise Longabaugh lay under a white sheet at the old San Miguel church, her throat slit, 2 bullets in her chest. John Bassler lifted the sheet, saw her face, and vomited on the asphalt. Someone had sent him a message, but was it Ernesto, Tuttle, or the town itself? The gravel pushed to the side by the cars, some plastic parts from a fender bender. There was even a small pile of salt, left over from the brutally cold winter. He noticed a black rubber mark on the street where a car had spun its tires. "Chief, it's Marty. I'm at the old San Miguel church. You had better get down here." John grabbed his pants from the back of the old chair, threw his gun belt over his shoulder, and bolted out the door. There were already some sheriff's units on scene as well as an ambulance. When he arrived, Marty was talking with the medical examiner and some of the deputies. He excused himself when he noticed John pull up and walked over to the car to meet him. "What you got, kid?" John said. "Chief, stop," Marty said. John kept on walking. Finally, Marty stepped in front of him. "Chief, stop walking, goddammit," Marty said. John stopped. "It's one of us, Chief." "Who?" "Denise Longabaugh." "You sure?" he said. "I know her well enough," Marty said. "It's her." John started walking toward the scene again. He saw a white sheet on the ground and his legs wobbled. Marty grabbed his arm. "Whoa, Chief, you okay?" John straightened up and ducked under the tape. He knelt beside the body, closing his eyes for a moment, praying it wasn't going to be her when he lifted the sheet. He lifted the sheet and Denise was staring back at him. He lowered it quickly and ducked back under the tape. He doubled over and vomited, the puke hitting the asphalt of the parking lot in so many splats. He wiped his mouth with the back of his sleeve. Marty was standing next to him, again. "Jesus, Chief, you going to be okay? I didn't think this would upset a Detroit homicide detective like this," Marty said. "It's different when it's one of your own," John said. "A lot different." John could feel the cold sweats coming on, the salty taste in his mouth again. He bent over and threw up whatever was left in his stomach. "What do we know so far, kid?" John said. "Her throat is slit. She's shot twice in the chest, but that ain't the worst of it though." Marty paused and hung his head. "Me says it looks like they raped her before they killed her." John was careful with his reaction. As far he knew, nobody was aware of him and Denise. His shock was already turning to anger and his anger to determination. He was going to see to it that whoever did this paid. "Kid, you have to do me a favor," John said. "Sure, Chief. Go and talk to the sheriff's people. I don't want them working this." She thought they were on the take from Emilio Ernesto, and right now he's suspect number 1. "I need the state police working this crime scene." Marty walked away and came back a few minutes later with the county sergeant. "I need you to pull your guys off of this, Sergeant. I would prefer this scene be worked by the state police," John said. "No offense, but she is one of ours and I would prefer it's done our way." The sergeant shrugged his shoulders. "Good enough for us. We'll turn over whatever we've gotten so far to the statties when they arrive." John gathered the team together. "Okay, the Denise Longabaugh case was just officially transferred to SPD. We gotta make some changes in shifts and personnel to deal with it." Immediately the tension in the room went up a notch. "Lieutenant Tuttle is now supervising officer afternoon shift, and responsible on call for midnight shift as well. Officer Marty Kavanaugh will be moving to day shift, partnering up with me on street patrol and investigating the Denise Longabaugh murder. This is effective immediately. Any questions?" Kavanaugh had a look of surprise on his face. Tuttle raised his hand. "Tuttle," John said. "How do I request a transfer?" "You don't want to help us catch a killer, son," John said. "It's going to take us all to find the people responsible for this." "Where you want to transfer to?" "Fire department." Tuttle paused and stared at John. "Maybe animal control." John looked down at his boots. "Go over and see them at City Hall. They'll have the paperwork there." John stared at him. "Under the section titled Reason for Transfer, make sure you write in that you quit on Denise Longabaugh, your fellow officers, and the SPD." Tuttle stood up and kicked his chair back. It slid across the floor and fell over. He stormed out of the station house. The room was silent for a minute. John picked up a set of keys and tossed them to Kavanaugh. "Let's roll, kid." Kavanaugh pulled a cruiser around to the front door, and John got in. "Where to, Chief?" Kavanaugh said. "Highway 25 south to Luis Lopez," John said. "We are going to pay a little visit to our gun-running friend." There was an armed man in front of Emilio Ernesto's door when they pulled into the circular drive. John got out, pulled his jacket behind the holster of the Smith & Wesson, and walked up to him. "El Servente." John smiled. "You a badass, huh?" The man smiled back. "So?" John jerked his sidearm. It wasn't even close. The man had not moved a muscle. Now, put yours down nice and slow, John said. The man laid his weapon on the ground. John kicked it away, and as he turned back toward him, smashed the barrel of his gun into his temple. The man crumpled to the ground, and John walked around him, and through the door Ernesto was sitting in front of a big picture window looking out on the hills. He turned and looked at John. "Ah, Senor Bassler, I have been waiting for you, my friend." He smiled at John. "What did you do with my man at the door?" "He'll have a little headache, but he's alive," John said. "More and I can say for Denise Longabaugh. I assume you are here to discuss the murder of Ms. Longabaugh." "That's right," John said. "You and I have a discussion one day, and she turns up dead a few days later. Figured this would be a good place to start. You are a smart man, Mr. Bassler. But you also know that I am a smart man. Too smart to do something like that after our discussion. In fact, I have moved all of my operations out of Socorro, at your request." "I bet," John said. "If you do not believe me, ask one of my men. They are not too hard to find out there." Ernesto waved his hand across the window, then got up and walked past John to the door. He opened it and studied his man on the ground. "I told them that not even El Servine was a match for you, and I was right," Ernesto smiled. "You are," John said. Ernesto closed the door and went back to his seat. "I do not rape and kill women, my friend. It is not my style. You doubt me because we have not known each other very long. If you are lying to me, I'll come back here and put a 3-foot hole in you," John said. "I know you will, my friend." Ernesto smiled a crooked smile at John. John turned to leave. "My friend, Chief, I do not have any information about who killed your friend. However, if I can be of further assistance, just let me know." "Just don't leave town," John said. "This is my home, my friend. I go nowhere."